Rebel Yell Podcast, Trib Live High School Sports Network. We are now done with two rounds, so we're at the halfway point of the WPIAL playoffs. Semifinals Saturday, Monday, Tuesday. Championships next Thursday, Friday, or this upcoming Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Peterson Event Center, University of Pittsburgh. We're all basketball fans throughout the WPIL excited about that. Our little get together here is presented by Edgar Snyder and Associates. They've been a big sponsor of ours all year, including the postseason. Go local, go with Edgar in helping injured people since 1982. EdgarSnyder.com. We thank them. We also thank our WPIL Girls Basketball Player of the Week, Payton Newman, the pride of Neshannock High School, kind enough to join us after another big week in the postseason. Payton, thank you for your time and congrats on all your many, many successes.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me today.
You're welcome. 3-sport star at Neshannock. Main sport is basketball. In the fall, volleyball. In the spring, softball. And just uber success by those Lancers teams over the years. You're so used to winning. So when you are playing, say, a board game with a family member, maybe a friend, checkers, chess, whatever board game you want, and you come up on the short end of the stick, do you turn the board over and walk away and discuss? Because that feeling of losing is just something that you don't feel a lot.
See, I used to, but I think as I've matured, I'm like, can't win them all.
I apologize. The fact that you had to sit there and ponder it for a moment, just made me laugh. So, when you were younger, little Payton was a sore loser.
Definitely, yeah. I'd have to say so.
What's the one thing you did, whether it be again, alone in your house, well, not alone, but in your house or at a field somewhere, or a basketball court or a volleyball court? What's the one thing little Payton did in a losing moment that big Payton says, "Wow, that is bad"? Was there one moment that you're not proud of?
I just say I don't know. I kind of just go silent whenever.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're not kicking and screaming and throwing a tantrum.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, the silent treatment's fine because again, that's you dealing with defeat, and that's better than the alternative of throwing a tantrum, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, the winning aspect. I talk to coaches that have had great success winning multiple championships. A couple of them up at Neshannock, in fact, your basketball and your softball coach. And, I ask, does it ever get old? And they say no, because part of what they're dealing with is it's a different team every year. You have some new faces, you have some players who have graduated and moved on. As a player, though, winning convincingly, does that ever get old or no?
No, I don't think so. I think that obviously when you're blowing out teams as much as we are right now, it's not as fun, but we love to get our JV players in and get to see what the future of our program is. And I think it's super exciting.
That's why these same programs, year in and year out, are at the top of their respective sports, is because one of them is the fact that you have so many one-sided games that the younger kids, the sophomores, the freshmen, who, if it's a close game, probably aren't going to see a lot of playing time. They get significant time in a varsity game, gives them a little taste so that the following year, when they're a junior, or 2 years when they're a senior, they're ready to go. And again, that's why those programs are so successful. Because you play so many sports different times of year, what have you done, or what did you work on the most in the off season as far as basketball and improving yourself on the hardwood?
Um, a lot of us went down to Rain to we got a bunch of workouts in about 2, 3 days a week. And we were able to start conditioning earlier since a lot of us didn't play volleyball this year. So yeah.
Now, when you are now again, you indicated you just mentioned you didn't play volleyball. You're probably not going to be playing softball this spring, again with the focus now on basketball in your future, which we'll talk about. But when you were playing three sports, was it different training for each sport, or were there a lot of things you could do that benefited you in all three?
I say it's very different. Um, like volleyball, you're not running the court like you are in basketball.
Right,
So
right.
like the conditioning is like different. And same thing with softball. Like there's just a whole bunch of different training, more so like I don't know, like different it's just different. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this: when you're hitting the weight room, is it different for the different sports, or do you have a basic routine that you can do, whether it's fall, winter, or spring?
We don't hit the weight room as much, but like on my own time, I usually just keep it basic, do a basic workout.
Okay. Will that change now that you are focusing just on basketball now and into college?
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably start getting back into that once basketball is
Okay.
done.
No. All right. 5'9", accurate?
Probably 5'7".
Oh wow!
5'7", 5'8".
I thought you were going to say I think I'm around 5'10" now, but uh, all right. So you're more intimidating on the roster, but still, what a fierce competitor down underneath. Do you like to work more on the perimeter, or do you like the battles on the blocks?
I love the battle on the block. There's like you're always moving. There's different ways that you can score the ball.
Have you ever been called for 3 seconds?
Yes, but not recently.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that, to be honest with you, and again, I think it's a credit to the players. The goofy fans are always screaming 3 seconds,
Hmm.
not really knowing the intent of the rule. But I think the players, because there is so much movement now in the high school game, that's it's not like you're going, setting up, and just standing there.
Yeah.
If you do that, then they will call that. But you don't see it called a lot. And I think it's a credit toward the players. You won't be around because you'll be in college. But in a couple of years, the shot clock is coming to high school basketball. Any opinion on that?
Honestly, I think that it is necessary. Um, there's been times where like teams will hold the ball for like 5 or 6 minutes, and I just think that just play the game, you
Yeah.
know?
And as because you guys have had tremendous success at Neshannock, I'm sure that's a ploy that you guys have run into where teams
Hmm.
know, hey, we can't match up with this team, so we're going to try to take the air out of it. And I get that as if you're playing on the other team, you got to do the best thing you can do. But I think overall, I'm not sure that a lot of teams it will affect, but it will affect those teams that are struggling and have no other choice but to try to hold the ball
Hmm.
um, against better teams. We're big fans of the legend Luann Grabowski, your head coach with the Lancers. Um, got any good Coach Grabowski stories, or you can A, sing her praises, and then B, if you have any funny stories, you can share that with us as well.
Uh, I really don't think I have any fun stories, low key.
She,
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
so she's all business.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep.
But are you guys fans?
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the coaches that push you the hardest, I think an outsider's perspective, when you see a coach, whether it's a boys team, girls team, doesn't matter. But when you see a coach riding a play or not being disrespectful, but being vocal, I think a lot of folks nowadays, especially, are a little sensitive to that. But I think if you ask players, as long as again as it's pushing that player to be better, I think players, a
You're
coach is pushing them.
you're lagging out.
All right, so I was trying to ask Payton, and I'm having some internet issues on my end, so I apologize to all. But I was trying to talking about Coach Grabowski. Coaches, a lot of them who are successful will push a player, be vocal. But while some folks watch that in the stands and are a little sensitive and think, "Oh man, he or she is yelling at that child." You as a player kind of appreciate being pushed, don't you?
Yeah. I think that we wouldn't be the team that we are if Coach G didn't discipline us and she wasn't all up in our grill and she didn't care as much.
Right. That's very obvious that the player coach relationship is usually pretty strong under Coach Grabowski. I always told my kids, I had 3 boys, and I got a little loud at times. I said, "Don't listen to the tone, listen to the message." Right?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
100%.
Yeah, remember that. If down the road you're a mom, remember that advice.
Hmm.
Uh, Payton Newman of Neshannock Senior, kind of off the joints. We're going to talk about her big week in a moment, but let's talk about what she has coming up later this year. She's graduating from Neshannock, and she is going to take her skills to show it. There it is, right there.
St. Vincent.
Repping. I
Yep.
couldn't see it the first time, but there it is. St. Vincent College, the Bearcats. Just talk a little bit about the recruiting process and your final decision.
Yeah. Coach Cam, she texted me after I think one of my basketball games. And I was talking to Coach G about it, and she was like, I really think that you should give St. Vincent a chance. And so I did, and we consistently talked. And I've been to a couple games, and I loved the way that they played, and ultimately helped me make my decision.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And and I mean we, meaning the entire WPIL, wish you all the best of luck once you get there. But there's some unsettled business before you start talking and wearing more Bearcats paraphernalia. That's bringing another championship or two to your high school, Neshannock. The WPL playoffs, you guys top seed. That was no surprise. You guys have had a dominant season thus far. Excuse me. You get Brentwood in round 1, and not much of a game. You guys beat the Spartans rather handily. You scored 22 points. I'm sure most of them early on. Just talk about that first game. Are there nerves, even though you're a heavy favorite? Are there nerves coming into that first playoff game?
For me, no, I don't usually get nervous before any kind of games. You froze. You hear me?
So you guys take care of business against Brentwood. 22 points for you. How did you feel that you played against the Spartans?
I think I did good. It's just like a typical game. I don't think I did anything too spectacular, but um, I was excited. Yeah, we got a lot of our players in that game too.
Yep. So you move on to the quarterfinals of a familiar face. One of your rivals up in Lawrence County, the Laurel Spartans, in the quarterfinals on Friday. You scored 24 points, very consistent, the model of consistency. And again, you guys win big. Jumped on them early. This one was pretty much over. 31-5 after the first quarter. You guys win 67-29. Talk about your game and talk about the team's performance in the third matchup against Laurel.
Yeah, they played us some tight defense. I was getting face guarded, so was Jaden Noge. And so I knew I couldn't just get frustrated and give up. So I worked, got as many rebounds as I could and put backs and yeah, scored.
Scored a lot, and you guys win big, 67-29. Another familiar face coming up in the Final Four, the semifinals. You guys play Rochester. You beat them twice during the regular season. Before I talk about the Rams, in the playoffs, do you like seeing teams you're familiar with, or do you like seeing new blood?
I could go both ways. I'm happy that we get to we're representing our section with a lot of our teams.
Right.
But also it's always nice to see a new team, new plays, just a new atmosphere.
Right. And if you guys beat Rochester for a third time, you guys will see a new team on the other side of the bracket, either Winchester, Thurston, or Chartiers, Houston. What about the Rams? Again, familiar team. What do you guys need to do to take care of business a third time against them?
I think that we just need to keep forcing turnovers on defense and getting as many opportunities to shoot the ball as we can. We have really good guards that are hitting their shots later on in this season. And we have our posts that are working to put the ball in the hoop. And I think that's all we need to continue on and win big games.
All right. Payton Newman, Neshannock, kind enough to join us. Before we wrap things up with her, a couple of ranking questions. I will say 4 things. Hopefully I can get it out without any more issues. You will rank them favorite to least favorite. All right. So as a pet, rank these 4: bird, cat, dog, and fish.
Dog, fish, cat, bird.
Probably the most work goes with the dog. Probably the least work goes with the fish. So those were 1 and 2. Have you ever had a pet fish?
I have, yeah.
What was the fish's name?
I can't even remember. It's been a long time.
Do you have a dog?
Yes.
Okay. No, I'm gonna ask you the dog's name. If you forget this, then I'm gonna start worrying about you.
I have a dog named Bruno and a dog named Ralphie.
Oh, 2. Wow. So if if you had, instead of Bruno, called the first dog Blundo, then you would have Ralphie Blundo, huh?
Yeah.
What?
Didn't even think of that.
He's a real dog, so I mean that would be very fitting. No,
yeah.
We love Ralphie as well, the pride of Lawrence County. All right, one more time killer. All right, you're just sitting around, maybe on a bus, long bus trip. You guys have several of those during the season. You're sitting with someone, you're done listening to music, whatever. So here are your 4 options, what you would do to kill a little time. Play I Spy. You're familiar with that, right?
No clue what that is.
Really?
Oh, wait. Okay, wait. Never mind.
Like you're looking at something
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
room or whatever, and you say, I spy something green or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors. A staring contest. That's a little shaky. And thumb wrestle. You know, the old 1, 2, 3. Did you ever do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So those are your 4 options. Rank them.
Rock, paper, scissors. Thumb wrestle. I'll go. Okay, wait. So the other options were I Spy and
And the staring contest where you stare and like whoever blinks, loses.
I probably do I Spy and then staring contest.
Yeah. So rock, paper, scissors wins, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So for the second time in this podcast's history, I challenge you to a game of rock, paper, scissors. I'm 0-1, so the odds are in your favor. So we will do 1, 2, 3, shoot. You got to show make sure that, paper, rock, and scissors. Okay. So, and we'll just do it one time. This is winner take all. All right. So if you lose, I promise me you won't give me the silent treatment.
I got you.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and then you show. All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, rock and rock. Okay. So we got to do rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Is that scissors?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We're same mindset here. All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
You got me.
Bam. Break the scissors.
You're 1-1 now.
If you want to be technical, I am 0-1-1, but you're very kind to give me that victory in overtime. I thank you for that. Payton, a pleasure. Look forward to hopefully seeing you down at the Pete as the Lancers. That's kind of standard fare for them. Trying to get back in the winner's circle atop the WPIAL. All the best. Stay healthy, and best wishes going forward in your career at St. Vincent as well.
Thank you so much.
Payton Newman, very patient with all of my internet issues. We thank her for her time. We thank our producer for his time, too, Chris Lackner. I'm Don Rebel. Thank you for joining us. Rebel Yell podcast here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.